Episode 2, I guess if we're going to give them numbers, is called The Wall.
There's a lot of irony in the title for The Wall, because not only does it mean the Western Wall, the Kotel in Jerusalem, it means a wall that a son put up against his father and a son put up against religion as he was going through his youth and going through a time of change.
You're not going to join me? Light for your mother, a blessed memory?
How can I do what I don't believe in?
Sometimes we do things as if. Take the action as if we still believe.
Is that what you do? You act as if you're a religious Jew?
So he put up a wall against his father, which led to him going to India and being in an ashram. And I think being in this ashram, there was probably a wall built around them as they had this sort of private community and they were very much into each other.
India was booming during the 60s and 70s. Other young seekers flocked east, here, to be free of the status quo and the robotic rules imposed upon them by their parents and the West. It was a heady time.
He was so wrapped up in his own world that that he lost track of his father and had to hear of his father's passing through a friend who he ran into at the ashram.
Hey, man, I'm sorry about your old man.
What do you mean? He's dead?
And that's what led him to the wall in Jerusalem as we know it. So some irony in the title there. Really fantastic performances by Gianmarco Cerisi.
By the way, as for the whole me living here stuff, I'm going away. Going away? Gosh, Alex, why are you going away? In fact, where the heck are you going? Well, dad of mine, I'm traveling to India.
Well, The Wall was interesting because we went from the United States to India to Israel back to the United States. So literally in a 21,000 square foot studio, we went around the world. And we saw a journey of a boy that was struggling with who he was in life. And he was trying to find himself. And then eventually he did find himself.
Dad, how I wish I could ask your forgiveness.
He couldn't be force-fed the traditions of his family. He had to discover for his own self what was important in his life and what he needed to find, and he did that.
Just a passing of existence from one plane to another.
With no one to say Kaddish for him.
Come, we'll meditate. We'll petition an audience with Baba Shri, who will know what to do.
I knew what I had to do, and I didn't do it.
You couldn't. Sarah's right. This is something to meditate on. Come on. You can get me into this.
I want to go for a walk. I don't feel like meditating right now. It's okay. I'm okay. I'll be back. Thanks, Sammy.
There is some tragedy, but at the end, what he was trying to find in his own world came to fruition. And it took us on an amazing journey. Doing those sets were incredible, to go from dining room to India in an ashram to the wall back to the dining room. And it's pretty incredible on set to take something, to put into the box of the screen, and everything else around it wasn't visible, but just seeing whatever you saw looked so much greater than it was. When we took the shots of India, it looked like we were in India. And it was pretty incredible. Our production designer, Jessica, did an amazing job at accomplishing those with this episode and all of them. She made the sets so much bigger than they were. So it was a real joy to come in the morning and figure out what Jessica did the night before for the day shooting. So it was a great episode for me, again. So